organizer of today's program, members of the staff, and my dear students. I extend a warm welcome to all the dignitaries here to Ghulam College of Education. Sir, our college is a college of teacher education, and we train teachers in our college. We have both B.Ed as well as Ahmed courses. Our college is about 40 years old, and we have been training teachers since 40 years. So if we look back on our beautiful city of Hyderabad, we find that it is well known for two things. One is the delicious biryani, and other is the unruly traffic. So whether it is breaking the signal or going on wrong side or honking, overtaking, you name it, and we do it here. And to add to our woes, again the mobile phones, use of mobile phones, we find that people while driving especially use the mobile phones. And not just the people who are driving, but even the pedestrians also, you find they just show the hand like this and cross the road. So, we have all kinds of problems when it comes to traffic. So when I got a call from Purnima requesting to organize a program on traffic awareness, I readily agreed, because if somebody is there who can solve these problems in our city, it is the would-be teachers. You all are going to be teachers soon, and this program is going to be really useful if we want to bring about a positive change in our city. If we want to solve the problem of traffic in our city, it is in your hands, because generations of children go through your hands. So please participate wholeheartedly in today's program and see that you implement whatever they have to tell you. And you have the best of resource persons here who will be enlightening you about traffic rules, traffic awareness. And I hope this program will be extremely successful. And I wish all the best to the Young India team and thank them for organizing this program. Thank you.
First to all of you, how many of you come to college by public transport or by your own vehicle? So maybe who all use their own vehicle can raise your hands. Okay, and the remaining come by public transport. Okay, so let me put this another way, that if you use your own vehicle, or you all must be having your own driving license. You will have a driving license, right? Yeah. So can anybody tell me what was the process to pass the test of driving license? Any one of you can raise a hand and answer so that everybody can listen.
A test drive and
Yeah, test drive, correct. So when you say about test drive, you must have read about all the traffic signs, rules and regulations, right? And your focus was always on the road when you were giving a test, right? Make sure that you take the fact that the 70% is the victims are from the age group of 18 to 45, young adults. Why? Reckless driving, overspeeding, drinking driving, not following the simple safety rules which are there in your car or your bike, wearing simple helmet. Because if we follow such things, this number can be brought down. Can we, right? And look, the last 10-year records. That is from 2014 to 2024. It says 15,30,000 people have lost their life. It's a huge number. Next slide. So what do we do now? So do you want to be a bystander or you want to be a farishta? Farishta, right? See, bystander doesn't mean just bystander, like you can at least call an ambulance, call the police, dial 100, right? You can do some part from your end to help the victim. So if I say the 50% of victims lose their life because there's no one to help them. And if we volunteered, we can save someone's life. So 88% of the people, they hesitate in helping. Why? Because of legal hassle, as I told. And 77% of the people hesitate because they don't want the hospital ke chakkar mein nahi padna chahte unnecessarily. So there was a birth of law, Good Samaritan law.
In our country. In fact, it's a sheer coincidence that I'm here because I got a message from once Hana Beg, I would say. She just requested me for a video bite of 1 minute on the road safety. And then that's how Purnima got connected with me. But as for the Young India is concerned, let me tell you, because my association with Young India goes back almost, I think, 10 to 12 years. Because when I think Rohit was the chairperson of the Young India. And as we all know, Young India is the young youth wing of the CII. And we all work very closely with CII on different fronts. I want to tell you how, the road safety all of a sudden became important to me and in my life. Way back in 2011, I think most of you probably were quite young at that time. On a fateful morning of the 11th September 2011, it was a Sunday, Ganesh Visarjan, I still remember the present Commissioner of Police, Mrs. C.V. Anand, was the DCP Traffic at that point of time. I got a call from Apollo Hospital by Dr. Joshi. He was the emergency doctor actually. He called me and he said, I think it is your son. We just received him at the hospital. He has met with an accident. Can you please come? Then I asked Dr. Joshi, how's the condition? He said, no, you please come if you can. Then it took me about 15 minutes to reach Apollo Hospital. And when I reached Apollo Hospital, I saw a lot of, the media outside the hospital. But when I never expected that I would be going to, seeing sight and hearing a news which was not at all expected. So when I went inside the Apollo Hospital, there was Dr. Joshi who received me. Then he did not let me go inside the emergencies. He just took me to a corner and he said, we are trying to revive your son. And the moment I heard that, can you imagine what a father of a 16-year-old would go through and would feel. Along with me was also my wife. And then they kept reviving my son, but unfortunately they were not able to do that. But on the other hand, my nephew was there, who was the son of Mr. Mohammed Azharuddin, who was about 19 years old. And I tell you how this accident happened actually, because it was the bike, which was a sports bike, was a birthday present to my nephew, Mr. Ayaz, who was the son of Mr. Mohammed Azharuddin. He, in fact, was demanding for a bike for a long time, but somehow Mr. Mohammed Azharuddin was trying to avoid gifting him the bike. But ultimately, as we all know, we give it to the demands of our children. So that's, but he, in fact, got him the bike, saying that you are not going to ride it. It is just only because you want to have it. So I am gifting it to you. But as we all know, because the Josh at that age, you can't resist actually. So these two young boys, without informing us on a Sunday morning at about 6:30, and when the ORR was not officially open also, so they went on a joyride. But unfortunately, they were not wearing the helmet, and then I think they were riding with the overhead speed of more than about 130, 140. And they lost the control of the bike, and then the bike skidded and the accident happened. And since this ORR was not officially open, so there was not much of the traffic. But there were few passers-by who saw the accident, but they just said, maybe, someone would have met with an accident. Why should we actually, get into this hassle actually, as Purnima said. So they just passed by. But I still remember, because there was one trolley guy who was just passing by. He stopped there and he informed the Narsingi police station. So Narsingi police station also, the cop was there. Then they narrated the entire episode to me, in fact. So it took almost about 1 hour because there was no ambulance on that day. And if the ambulance was available, probably these 2 boys could have been saved, these lives. But unfortunately, because on that particular morning the ambulance was also not available. So they put these 2 boys in a trolley, and then they brought them along with the 2 constables from the Narsingi police station to
in Hyderabad, taking only Hyderabad into consideration. Can any one of you tell me? Huh? Yes.
Not using a common sense, simple common sense.
As per our study, the main reason for death is overspeeding. So, of course, drunk and drive also comes next. If you see the data from morning till evening, morning 6 till late in the night around 11:30, 12, we hardly have any accidents in Hyderabad. Every day, not even a single accident happens. Of course, small accident might happen where it might just touch, even the person wouldn't be injured, that kind of thing. But only during the night time we are getting accidents. This is about Hyderabad city. So recently we were also thinking what is the reason. So we went case by case. So everywhere we found that during night time the roads will be empty. There is nobody, not many cops on the road. We cover only important junctions during the night. So main reason we found was overspeeding. So then we got to know that if the overspeeding, how much speed we go, is in our hands. So most of the accidents are avoidable. There are certain other kinds of accidents where, for example, recently, just 4-5 days back, one car vehicle at 1:30 in the night, it went over 2 people who were sleeping on the road. Now, what is the mistake of those 2 people who are sleeping on the road? So, road is a public space. Roads, footpaths, is a public space. Whenever we enter the road, we should have that in our mind. Our actions or inactions might not only affect us but also will affect others. So this traffic discipline or traffic behavior is one thing. I might feel that I'm the best driver, I have all the safety gears, and I'm following all the rules. But it might not be your mistake, it might be the other person's mistake also. So here the main stakeholders who uses the road are public. But the expectation of the public from the authorities will be very high. It is impossible for the public authorities to cover each and every junction, or to be at each and every stretch. If you see traffic police, we can be at the junctions. And sometimes, we do have patrolling system and all that. But it is impossible to be on every road. So if you see example of cities where you feel the traffic is better, in these places